Highlights of the week's interesting stories, bringing you up to speed with latest happenings. Highlights of the week's interesting stories, bringing you up to speed with latest happenings. Highlights of the week's interesting stories, bringing you up to speed with latest happenings. Highlights of the week's interesting stories, bringing you up to speed with latest happenings.
Good morning and welcome to This Week in Focus. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what color you are. This is definitely a platform for you to get scooping some of the news that have made it through the week. And this is definitely the platform where you can just sit down, have yourself a glass of juice, or probably have yourself some tea, or have yourself some cold tea. Just sit with the family and get to catch up with some of the stories that have made it this particular week. The quote for the day is, "It doesn't matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop." This quote is coming all the way from Confucius. You definitely have to know that sometimes in life you might not be walking or moving or running or racing the same pace with a competitor or a neighbor. It doesn't mean you're not getting there, but well, if you don't stop and keep trying, you never know, you might not die because you are trying. A quote, another quote from a different genre out there. And of course, today we do have some exciting stories. But before we do get breaking them down, let's get to see some of the top stories, the headlines for this particular day. Mpali Awisi Tamara put to rest. Unzasu secures 100,000 kwacha from Zanaco. Rail infrastructure theft lands Ndola man 12 months imprisonment. Zambia face South Korea in the FIFA series. Those are some of the headlines. On the other side, we do get breaking down some of the stories for this particular week on This Week in Focus. A recap on the top stories that have made it. I have
Definitely love this package. The Week in Focus.
Sometimes when you do get watching this news in focus, This Week in Focus, you might feel like some of the things that we do here are unorthodox, but well, we do love it just that way. So we do get starting off with an exciting update on what is happening in the women's football, talking about the under 17. As some people did celebrate. We were so excited yesterday because at exactly 15 hours, kickstart on the grounds there, we did see Zambia, just do its thing. And I'll be showing you how the tables do get looking this particular time as the FIFA Under 17 Women's Cup qualifier first league is on the way. So women football is something that was not given that much attention, but now we do see a lot of Barbara Bandas coming about, and they're really making a name for the nation of Zambia and Africa and the world at large. And so as of the 10th of April, we did see Botswana battle it out with Tanzania. And Botswana won, Tanzania won by 3-2 in that particular league. On the 11th of April, we did have about 4 games, and Tunisia and Senegal did draw. Malawi played against Burundi and lost 2-1. Burkina Faso played against Benin and Burkina Faso won 3-1. Sierra Leone played against Côte d'Ivoire and it was a 0-0 outcome on that particular one. On the 12th of April, South Sudan did get to play Ethiopia, and Ethiopia walked away as the winner with 2-0. We did have Zimbabwe play Uganda, and Uganda won 2-0. Also, Namibia did get to field the pitch with Kenya, and Kenya walked away as the victors with 2-1 goal outcome. Not forgetting Cameroon walloped Algeria 5-1. Wow, that is a scoreline that is heartbreaking. Not forgetting Ghana and Togo were on the pitch, and of course Ghana won 2-0 in that particular match. On the 14th of April, we did see Guinea and Niger get to the field, and of course Guinea won 5-2. Bringing it back home, an exciting outcome. This was on the 17th of April yesterday, where we did get to see Zambia play Rwanda, and it was a definite smasher on that one because Zambia walked away with 2 goals and Rwanda with 0. So you can see that the under-17 are really doing a splash of great exciting stuff. We're going to be updating you about some of the big games that we do have also this particular day. A very exciting big game that we do have this particular day. Another story that we're just going to swathe in our news this particular day is one where the August month of this particular year is going to be a big year because we will be seeing a lot of people promising and, vying for position, presidential, parliamentary and all. They will be, giving us their manifestos. But in that particular month of August, people will be going to the polls and ensuring that they do get placing a vote on their right candidate. So there will be a lot of, selling of oneself, selling of manifestos, and that is the way to go. But how can you sell a manifesto without knowing the candidates? And so ECZ yesterday was a little bit a mouthful because we did have a lot of people that, just sprang from the bushes, others sprang from the caves, others sprang from the offices, others sprang from I don't know where, but they all claim to be presidential candidates for particular parties, and some presidential candidates never made it, sent representatives for this very important, introductory part by the ECZ. So let's have a look at that particular one. Maybe your candidate is in this clip.
Good morning. Protocol observed. We are just here presenting our Muntu party led by President Stephen Nyirenda. I'm pretty sure that within some few minutes will be with us.
My name is Sandy Sindazi, representing the Chachacha party. Our presidential candidate is not available for security reasons.
My name is Abel James Mtonga, President of Common Cause Democracy. I'm pretty sure I've come alone.
Although we should make sure that next time sitting arrangement, all president sits in front and not misplace. ECZ is in front. They were supposed to be that side. I thank you. My name is Reverend Dr. Cosmo Mumba, President of the National Revolution Party, heavily escorted by Tonse Alliance Council of Presidents. I thank you.
First, my name is President Dr. Charles Chundangesa of the Reasoning Assurance Party. Reasoning Assurance Party. Sorry, I left out one thing. Ours is Reasoning Assurance Party. Tonton Kanya, Elio Vote.
May I just interrupt?
My name's Howard Kunda, President of Zambia Wake Up Party. We are saying, Zambians, let's wake up.
My name is Anset Mwambas Mwanza, the President of National Redemptive Insaka Party, the youth movement. So the youths are coming to take over leadership of this nation.
My name is Moses Mawere, a president of Exodus Party for Peace and Prosperity, EPP, Kalulu Wachenjera.
Thank you. My names are Ritual Siamunene, the president of New Focus Party. And
Zina yanga ndine Vincent Chaire, president for Radical Revolutionary Party. I came alone for security reasons.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Ngoma Damiano, the president of Grassroots Patriot Party.
Good morning, everyone. My name is David Malomo, president of the Passionate Allegiance to Serve and Save Babas.
Good morning. ERT Enoch Simon Poga Maikirero. Okay, the way you did at Mulungushi Conference Center. The next president of the Republic of Zambia.
Please introduce
hold
yourself.
on.
No,
take
sir,
it easy.
I need
no,
to guide.
Won't allow you that because this is it.
No.
Hold on. Take it easy. Let me speak.
My name is Brian Mtare, the Development Freedom Party president, DFP Youth Kuchalo. I've come with my Secretary General. Boy, manina, bakomoni abantu.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Dr. Bodwin Chilonga Kafwaya. I'm a president of a Junior People's Party. I'm really apologize for the committee. They are attending one of our friends not feeling well. Thank you.
Do not worry about masqueraders who say that they are unique. No.
Now we are going somewhere else. May I request?
My name is Adon Boshkumbi, representing my president Charlotte Salivaji of the Future Party.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Exilda Muinya, president of the New Era Democratic Party.
To many, it could put a smile on your face, and to some, it would just make you frown. I don't know about you, but all I can say is that welcome to this week in Focus. To present today's edition, my names are Yesani Jose with some of the stories that have made it this particular week. Yunzasu secures 100,000 kwacha from Zanaco for sanitation works. The University of Zambia Students Union secures 100,000 kwacha from Zanaco following sustained engagements led by the Yunzasu president, Mwato Kabaso, and Ephraim Chifunda. The check was received by Yunzasu Vice President Jemima Mwaba in the presence of the Vice Chancellor and Zanaco's CEO. The funds will be directed towards sanitation works on campus. Mpali actor Patrick Nyendwa put to rest. Patrick Nyendwa, fondly known for his role as Awisi Tamara in Mpali, has been put to rest. He began his acting career in 1985 at Kabompo Secondary School. In 1989, Patrick, alongside Michael Zulu, Sister D, the late Augustine Paul Lungu Jr., and the late Anthony Kafunya, popularly known as Daddy Zimmers, formed the Roots Culture Club. A group performed a play titled Peter Tosh Remembered, written by Michael Zulu and directed by the late Mike Tabor at the Lusaka Playhouse. Patrick later featured in the movie TV soap Brothers, produced by Henry Joe Sakala in 2007, and went on to appear in the productions such as Banja, Pamudada, Bartender, and culture comedy alongside Chiwe Katewa. Scores of mourners gathered at the Lusaka Playhouse to pay their last respects to the celebrated actor.
So the life that Patrick lived, in all ways, let it be a lesson to all of us. Let it be a book that we can open and refer to and say, I've learned this from the way Patrick lived. Either in a good way or a bad way, I don't care, you know. But what I'm begging is that please, for believers, Bishop, please, you know, if there's a way that you ask God to accept Patrick.
Chovava, chovava, Nzanga chovava. Chovava, chovava, Nzanga chovava. Chovava, chovava, Nzanga chovava. Nzanga chovava, Nzanga chovava. Lusaka chiriko, Nzanga chovava. Migodi chiriko, Nzanga chovava. Ulaya chiriko.
So many gallant actors, musicians have left us this particular year. And so we do get, echoing and reminding every person out there that, well, we might not be here for the longest of time. We all will go back to our Father one day in heaven. And of course, we should try by all means to live a life that, is worth being, talked about, to be role models, to be people that can emulate, a life of Christ. And basically that's what this TV station is all about, transforming lives in people everywhere, all around the world. Now, the Engineering Institute of Zambia holds the 2026 Symposium. The Engineering Institute of Zambia, EIZ, has held its 2026 Annual General Meeting and Symposium under the theme Sustainable Energy, Smart Mining and Regenerative Agriculture for an Innovative Circular Economy. The event featured a panel discussion on the public-private partnership with the participation from key stakeholders, including Canona Power Company Limited, Mamba Energy, First Quantum Mineral, the Zambezi River Authority, ZESCO, Dangote, and the Zambia Bureau of Standards.
This morning we're going to have the panel discussion on mining fiscal policy.
Deepen that engagement through focused panel discussions on themes that are not only timely, but critical to Zambia's sustainable development. Our discussions on smart engineering challenge us to embrace innovation, digital transformation, and data-driven solutions.
By the time Zambia had transitioned to a multi-party party democracy in 1991 and began opening the economy to private capital, the industry was unfortunately in decline. The privatization of ZCCM that followed, completed in the late 1990s, was designed to attract investment needed to reverse that decline. But as we will see, the terms on which that was done would shape the fiscal debates of the next 2 decades.
The other aspect which is key in ensuring that you have a stable and predictable mining fiscal policy is ensuring that you encourage production, but also ensuring that there's value addition and mineral beneficiation. This is key because it helps the country diversify the economy, but also ensuring that we have more jobs that are sustainable and able to contribute to the socio-economic development of the country. You may wish to know that the 8th National Development Plan, which the government is implementing.
Zambia represented at the UN ICOSCOS Youth Forum. Zambia's delegate to the United Nations, James Muleya, delivered an intervention at the ICOSCOS Youth Forum held at the United Nations headquarters in New York, United States of America. The forum has since concluded with renewed calls for stronger youth inclusion in global decision-making processes. Zambia was represented by 2 youths, including Miss Olivia Tutu.
Excellencies and fellow delegates, I stand before you today to affirm a simple but urgent truth. Leaving no one behind is not a slogan. It is a responsibility, and across these developed countries, landlocked developing countries, small island developing states, and marginalized communities. Young people are not waiting to be included. We are already driving change. In communities often defined by vulnerability, youth are redefining responsibility. We are building climate resilience solutions where environmental shocks threaten livelihoods. We are advancing digital innovation where infrastructure gaps persist. We are leading peace-building efforts in contexts shaped by conflict and inequality. Yet, despite this, too many young people remain excluded from decision-making spaces that directly shape our future. If we are serious about inclusion, then youth must not be treated as beneficiaries. We must be recognized as partners. In Zambia, youth are not waiting to be included. We are building solutions on the ground through initiatives like the Young Emerging Farmers Initiative. Young people have already created over 50 youth-led agribusiness-generated jobs and restored thousands of hectares of land through climate-smart agriculture. This means investing in youth-led initiatives with accessible and flexible financing. It means removing systematic barriers to education, digital access, and economic participation. It means institutionalizing youth engagement in governance, not as a token representation, but as meaningful participation with influence and accountability in landlocked and small island states.
Thank you for the
Cleanliness is next to godliness. This is something that we all know. And of course, keeping our surroundings clean is an essential aspect of our daily growth. Now, the government has released 69 million kwacha for the UTH sanitation upgrade. Government has released 69 million kwacha to modernize the water and sanitation system in the University Teaching Hospital, UTH, in Lusaka. Health Minister Dr. Alice Katekwa says the project will commence once the procurement processes are completed, adding that works will proceed without disruption and disrupting the current water supply. He was responding to a query by a Chairman North Member of Parliament, Yotam Mutaya Chalo, regarding erratic water supply and shortages of medical reagents at the facility. ECZ held a consultative meeting with political parties at the Mulungushi International Conference Center, focused on preparations for the 2026 general elections nominations, with key updates, guidance on the nomination process, attended by party presidents, secretary generals, election chairpersons, and campaign managers. This is a story that we are all following. Let's have a look at it.
Let's get our seats. Can we all sit? The microphone can please. Yes, but let's not personalize giving the microphone. We are also in agreement that the media must hear what he has said. Please set the microphone. Please. I will personally give him the microphone. Can we? Let's sit. Okay, we'll wait for the microphone. Please. Can we have everyone seated away from me? Let us all sit.
One, the meeting resolved that the Commission will engage the Registrar of Societies over the concerns on registration of political parties highlighted in the meeting, such as failure to update office bearers. Are we together there? The Commission will engage the Office of the Attorney General on the requirement for someone contesting presidential election to be ordinarily resident in Zambia. The period one needs to be resident. Because when you go to the definitions, it says that you're supposed to have been prescribed the time, the period which one needs to be in Zambia. So we are going to seek further clarification and interpretation on that. The third one, that verification of the grade 12 certificate will be done by the Examination Council of Zambia using their online platform of physical verification. And I think we had their chief executive officer here who clarified these matters. The fourth one, that for pre-processing of the 100 supporters, political parties, independent candidates will need to write to the Commission expressing interest for their supporters to be processed in the provinces. Further, the political parties, independent candidates interested to have their supporters pre-processed should pay their nomination fees for the presidential candidates by 29th of April 2026. The fifth one, the Commission will consider the nomination fees for members of Parliament, mayoral, council chairperson, and councillor, and communicate by 30th of April 2026. So those are the main resolutions, the resolutions that our people captured from the discussions, that the main resolutions, the resolutions that our people captured.
Now, Canada emerges as Zambia's leading export market. Canada has emerged as Zambia's leading export destination, accounting for 33% of a total of exports earnings in February 2026, according to an official data. Copper anodes for electrolyte refining were the main export, contributing to 88.9% of Zambia's export earnings from Canada. Switzerland ranked second, followed by China, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Singapore. Free economic zone to drive job creation. The United Federation of Employers in Zambia, UFEZ, says free economic zones are expected to significantly drive job creation and enhance local enterprise participation. UFEZ President Dr. Humphrey Monde made the remarks following the close of the 2026 Africa Investment and Industrialization Summit in Lusaka. He noted that the substantial investment pledges have been secured across manufacturing, agro-processing and light industry, with focus now shifting to implementation. Chief Mumena praises government. Northwestern Province Council of Chairperson Chief Mumena has commended government for increasing allowances for traditional leaders. He described the move as a significant step towards improving the welfare of chiefs and their retainers, and a recognition of the role in national development. RPP congratulates President Hakainde Hichilema. The Republican Progressive Party has congratulated President Hakainde Hichilema on his election as UPND president and candidate for the 2026 general election. RPP President Leslie Chikuse praised the president's leadership and called on political parties to promote equitable representation in their structures.
Hakainde yaingila muchibansa n'abana balala boma yelele boma. Hakainde yaingila muchibansa n'abana balala boma yelele boma. Boma yelele boma. Bamunda baingila muchibansa n'abana balala. Bamunda baingila muchibanza n'abana balala. Boma yelele boma. Zambia ine dodo kubwelela mbuyo, ine dodo ine ai kubwelela mbuyo, ine ai kaya zanga bacha, ine ai kaya zanga bacha, ine ai kubwelela mbuyo. Zambia.
If you have just joined us, you haven't been left out. You have missed some of the stories, but not all of them. This is This Week in Focus. Ndola man jailed for railway theft. A 39-year-old man of Kawama Township in Ndola has been sentenced to 12 months imprisonment with hard labor for theft of railway infrastructure materials. The Ndola Magistrate Court, as head Robert Piring, was found in possession of 43 wooden sleeper end ties belonging to the Zambia Railway Limited, valued at 6,450 kwacha. The offense occurred on the 15th of March 2026 when he was apprehended by the Zambia Railway Police in collaboration with the Zambia Police Service. Authorities have since reiterated that vandalism of railway infrastructure is a serious offense punishable by up to 21 years imprisonment. Julius Malema sentenced. Economic freedom fighter leader Julius Malema has been sentenced to 5 years imprisonment for discharging a firearm in public during the 2018 rally. The court found him guilty of unlawful possession and use of firearm, rejecting claims that he shot them for celebration. The EFF has indicated plans to appeal the ruling.
As stated, are equal before law. But in your instance, it cannot be said that you are not accountable due to the position you find yourself in. You are accountable to members or citizens of this country, to your followers, to the youth. And that accountability stems from your position. And that is where I'm going to end this. You may please stand up. Not the court only. I'm sorry. Maybe I should be clear. Okay. Sorry for that. All right. After careful consideration, and I can show you I have done so, free of any interference, this judgment or sentence is the sentence of this court and this court alone. In respect of count 1, you are sentenced to a period of 5 years imprisonment. In respect of count 2, you are sentenced to a period of 2 years imprisonment. In respect of count 3, you are sentenced to 20,000 rand or to undergo 6 months imprisonment. In respect of count 4, you are sentenced to 20,000 rand or to undergo 6 months imprisonment. In respect of count 5, you are sentenced to pay a fine of 20,000 rand or to undergo 6 months imprisonment. In terms of section 280, subsection 2 of Act 51 of 1977, the court orders that the sentence imposed in respect of counts 2, 3, 4, and 5 run concurrent with the sentence imposed in respect of count 1.
Of the week's interesting stories, bringing you up to speed with latest happenings. Highlights of the week's interesting stories, bringing you up to speed with latest happenings. Highlights of the week's interesting stories, bringing you up to speed with latest happenings. Highlights of the week's interesting stories, bringing you up to speed with latest happenings. Highlights of the week's interesting stories, bringing you up to speed. In some international news, Kenya seeks World Bank support. Kenya has requested rapid financial assistance from the World Bank to cushion the economic impact of the ongoing conflict in Iran. The country's central bank says reserves remain above $13 billion, equivalent to 5.8 months of input cover. Authorities have posed monetary easing to assess the effects of the rising oil prices. In sports, the 2026 FIFA Women's Series continues, featuring 16 teams from 5 confederations across 4 host countries. The Zambia's Coppola Queens have endured a challenging campaign, suffering a 6-1 defeat to Brazil after losing their opening match. They are set to face South Korea on the 18th this particular day at exactly 21 hours. Coppola Queens player Irene Zulu has called for unity and support as the team looks to bounce back.
Yes. Come on, Maggie. Come on. Better. Come on, Messi. Come on. Backwards. Faster, backwards. Next group, go. Pano. Yes. Quick reaction. 8, 9, 10, 3.
I'm happy to be part of this team. I think I love it and I appreciate being called once again. Looking at the 2 previous games we've played, didn't get any points. Even Korea didn't win any game, so they will come hard, and I think we just have to prepare our mind and be ready for the game. Have to work together, support one another, and achieve one goal by the end of the day. I think this FIFA series is like we've played good teams, Canada and Brazil, including the same Korea that we're facing. We just have to be patient and support one another. By the end of the day, we're getting something. At least our experience is going high. This is a free team. It's a team for everyone. We have new players. I think they've been welcomed. I haven't been here with the team. I think this is my first training session. I think everyone is free. You can't tell to say this one is a new player or what, because this is a free team. And I promise, I promise myself we're going to work together. We're going to do it so at least we get some points by the end of the day. So supporting us, and we promise you watch the same Copa Queens that you know. Otherwise, we appreciate you for your support. We love you.
And in international news, bringing up a very important topic, talking about AI. Something that was talked about, initially, and people were warning, try to share some of the advantages and disadvantages. A lot of people, have been afraid that AI will probably take up most of the jobs that you'd get to do, get to be trained for years. For instance, photo designing, movie making. People are getting images and creating movies just by typing some words and describing the scene. So many people are using it to create calendars and structures for the year, creating sermons, creating music, and the list is endless. This could be a way of disaster because even students now are compiling and responding and, just giving in assignments helped by AI. Now, an update is that the AI model raises a global security concern. Now, the finance ministers and central bankers have raised concern over a powerful new artificial intelligence model known as the Claude Mythos, developed by Anthropic. The model has reportedly identified vulnerabilities across major operation systems and browsers, raising fear about potential cybersecurity threats. So what that actually means is that on certain operating systems such as Windows, it could be Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 7 and the likes, and browsers like Chrome and all these other applications, they seem to be a potential threat that is working against your system. And the discussions on the issue were held during the International Monetary Fund meetings in Washington, D.C. So as we do get going higher in technology and using AI to enforce certain attributes and certain corners of our day-to-day activities and day-to-day work, let us take into consideration that, sometimes the human impact, the human feel is an ultimate thing that you need to also apply. Don't go AI 100%. Use AI to enhance or enhance, as they say it, but don't enhance 100%. Use it to tweak, and that is the way to go. It has been an insightful package today as we shared for you some of the stories that have made it on the news desk this particular week. But before we go, let's look at some of the headlines for this particular day. Mpali Awisi Tamara put to rest. Government releases 69 million kwacha for UTH sanitation upgrade. Rail infrastructure theft lands Ndola man 12 months imprisonment. Zambia face South Korea in the FIFA series. Today is going to be a big one. At 21 hours, South Korea will be on the field with Zambia. We will be watching. Where will you be watching from as well? I have been your presenter for this particular cast. My names are Yesani Jose. Until another day where we do get looking at some